Right, carrying on with the diary. This is part 7, starting on page 50. Just minimise that out of the way. After a couple of beers in the friendly local, I went off to pick up the bike and push it back to the pub. In the space of about 300 yards, I was lost. Everything looked the same. The clock tower I was looking at as a reference point had a clock face on each side, which made it as much help as the 10 or so beers I had drunk by this time. Suddenly I find myself on the other side of the square, looking at my bike. I tried to retrace my steps, the same way we had come when the police stopped us. I was just beginning to wonder how lost I was again, when more by luck than judgment I found myself opposite the pub where we had been drinking. Playing at the bar was fun, and one man at the bar bought me a coffee to help me play. More beers. I do not know what time we left the club. I pushed my bike until John, not Shawnee, told me it was downhill all the way back to his house. I told him to ride his bike and I would follow on mine, freewheeling. It was too much like hard work pushing. That's what the engine is for. We parked the bike outside his house and went to see some neighbours of his. A beautiful Dutch lady and her partner. Everything in the house was white, including a dog, 2 cats and a rabbit. Sheila made us very welcome and served supper of tuna and pita bread, very tasty. I was hungry and the food was delicious. My first cooked meal for well over a week. At Helen's, they usually eat bread and cheese. If Clive wants to shape up into Charles Atlas, I saw a book in his study. He wants to start eating a bit more than a couple of rolls and a bit of cheese every bloody day. We spent a thoroughly enjoyable evening talking and listening to music. I gave Flores, her partner, a couple of hints on playing guitar, honestly. When Sheila spoke those magic words, I thought life was good. The words being spoken in a very sexy Dutch accent were, "Would you like to smoke a joint?" Well, when in Rome, why not, as they say. When we returned to John's house, we had to use the back door as he was having trouble with the lock. Pissed. As soon as we were inside, I went upstairs for a wash. I made the mistake of putting my stuff on the floor. There was no shower curtain. I was enjoying my shower and not realising that I was flooding the whole room. I think that's what's supposed to happen, as I noticed a plug hole in the floor. But even so, all my stuff was soaked. No problem, I left it soaking on the floor and John washed my clothes in the morning. I do not have many clothes with me. If I had some better days, I might buy a t-shirt. I started Sunday with 65 cents. The day before, I had a good day in Emmen, where I was able to buy €6.50 of petrol, tobacco, shower gel and deodorant, all from Lidl, which seems to be the cheapest shop ever. For tea, I ate a family cake and a bit more ginger cake. Today, John has given me a tour of Oldenzaal on a spare bike he has. Bicycle, that is. I've been able to buy some gas, some razors and some baccy. I reckon I still have half a tank of petrol, so do not mind if I leave here with no money. I'm enjoying a day of not moving, and having accepted John's offer of a bed for another night again today. All my washing is clean and dry, and I will be able to leave in the morning. I will ask John if there are any Dutch towns I should visit while I'm here. I honestly think I will return here on a cycling holiday in future. The place is so flat, it would be great. I do miss the girls, but I do not want to see them until I'm able to give them a better dad. I hope they can understand why I cannot be around. John is an interesting man who has travelled all over the world as a soldier. He has an amazing collection of African and South American souvenirs, mostly connected with fighting, and a lot of Buddha-type statues, some very old stuff. As I write this, he is having a nap. He had a major heart attack operation a while ago and becomes tired. I have had a shower and feel quite presentable. I may see about visiting an Irish pub on the town square either later today or tomorrow. Then I will move on. Luxembourg is still a long way away. I hope Chris will be about when I finally reach him. I suppose a week would be a reasonable time to make the journey, but I would have to do some longer riding days. I do not want to rush through Holland, but I do not mind if I hardly stop in Belgium. I feel like a joint or two tonight. Oldenzaal, 4 p.m. And I'll stop this now. Ready to start on page 52, 8 o'clock in the morning on the 12th of the 9th. 7 minutes 15.